The Knights of Dol Amroth face evil head on in today's Dawnless Days siege, and we have them not alone here today. We have Lothlorien and Erebor with men, elves and dwarves uniting together to face down evil as they face down evil men, orcs, Uruk-hai and goblins in this one. And yes, we do have a lovely 3v3 here at Carislyth, as we have already got the Uruks of Isengard here landing on the walls. They're not going to be alone. They're being joined by the Lokirim of the Eastlings, and the goblins are going in from a different direction, but they are going to be tying down plenty of enemies, and it looks like they're facing off against Lothlorien, which will be a tough fight for them, as already goblin spears land on the wall against Amroth sentinels. Don't often see these guys being brought goblin spears. I think there are a Warriors of Ardor unit, which we have got in today's game, the Warriors of Ardor, and we also do have Last Breath as well, being used as the two sub-mods in today's siege battle. But yes, it's great to be back with some more Lord of the Rings siege action for you today, guys. And what better matchup than a good old good versus evil, and a bit of a last alliance of men, elves, and dwarves. And yeah, it looks, I'd imagine the Amroth Sentinels will win that one. They are probably actually, in my opinion, one of the best sword units around, so like cost-effective wise. They cost less than 1,000, and yeah, even though they're tier 2, they're elven tier 2, so they'll hold pretty well. And they used to hold for ages. I think they still do, but we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly in the siege battle, can hold for a long time, and it's a good choke point. Erebor Axe Warriors as well, fighting against Uruk-hai infantry is a pretty even matchup. But I'd imagine the Erebor Axes will come out on top in that one. We've got half orcs there landing as well. And yeah, I mean, going up against a axe unit like the Erebor Axe Warriors, you're expecting these guys to lose. Spears onto the walls first is never a bad idea if the walls aren't being contested. But if the walls are being contested like this, you don't want to be setting up spears first, because you want something like a shock, or maybe an axe infantry unit to probably try and land first and inflict a lot of damaging blows onto the defending unit. But if there's nothing defending the walls, setting up a spear like this first is never a bad idea, because then usually you can get them off the walls first, and if the enemy, if the defenders try to do a cav sort of counterattack, which it looks like Dol Amroth might do, if anything gets off the walls, it's going to be hit by this Knights of the Silver Swan. It can't do that if it's a spear unit, because the spears obviously will counter the cav. So in some situations it can work, but in most it won't. It looks like, yeah, Isengard planned for a no defense on the walls, which is why all these half-orcs are landing first. Or maybe he's just as being silly and sending these guys in first. Could have, I guess, changed what units were going to land first. He's probably just setting in the cheap stuff first, then bringing up the expensive stuff. And this is not a good sign for the defenders. This is not a good sign. The sappers are moving towards the walls. Are they going to get focused down? Doesn't seem like there's many archers nearby. It looks like this Prince's Marksman here might be mobilized. And also maybe these Erebor crossbows. I think they are getting ready to try and shoot the sapper. I think I'm going to probably try and aim for this block of the wall here. Try and blow up the Erebor Axe Warriors. It will take a fair amount of Uruk-hai infantry. And also looks like half-orc spears with them. But we'll see where this works. They are very vulnerable to missiles, but I don't know if they're going to get a volley off in time. I think the sappers are going to make it. Oh, I don't know. They're getting shot at now a little bit, but they are by the wall. And you can see Evil has abandoned every combat. There you go! A huge explosion there. And the sappers do their work and kill that whole unit of dwarves, which is impressive. I don't know if they'll actually get credited with the kills, but pretty much killed off a whole Erebor Axe infantry unit themselves. Now we have Iron Guards that are going to have to block the breach point here, as we have Uruk-hai infantry preparing to just go through that wall breach there. Very, very nicely done there. That's huge for the forces of evil. Clan Spearmen here just feeding kills for the Iron Guards and also Tirith Air Sentinels. This is a very good stack by the gate, but it might not be needed soon. It might be needed over here. Because that looks like that's going to be where the forces of evil are going to really try their luck through that breach point. You can see lots of units being sent over there. 2 Mordants, Prince's Marksmen are being sent there as well, and maybe also the Knights of the Silver Swan. No, they're preparing. As you can see here, the Eastlings have got off the wall. They haven't defended this spot here, and it looks like that's because Dol Amroth really wants to try and side charge these guys, but he doesn't even need to. The swords here are going to just cut through these spears. They're tier 1 spears at the end of the day. And you can see that it's really action stations over here. Dol Amroth not defending the walls, has meant that these tier 1 spears are just getting off pretty easily. Which otherwise you could have just killed. Goblin spearmen here on the walls. And yeah, they're a tier 3 unit. They're probably going to be able to do a bit more damage than the tier 1 Eastlings. And we have goblins over here fighting against Lothlorien. The Galadrim swords fighting against Mordor Uruks. Battle of shock. As both sides wield their massive blades. The Lothlorien like Galadrim armor does look sick. It really does. I'm a big fan of that. And they are winning along this line here. Looks like, yeah, it's just a lot of swords here for the Galadrim elves. Lothlorien sending in, yeah, 2 Amroth Sentinels. That's going to be more than enough to get rid of those Goblin Spearmen. And the Goblins are now having to send up more stuff. They are bringing forward their archers, which is what they need to do, really. Need to use their archers to try and even up some of these wall fights for them. Otherwise, they are just going to lose. But Lothlorien obviously has Twilight Guard. He has really good bows himself to counter with. He's kind of, you know, the strength of the elves. And the Knights of Silver Swan down here helping to kill off the Goblin Spearmen now. Charges. If they keep cycling charging like this, they are eventually going to slowly be whisked down in number. They've already lost, yeah, about 9 riders. And they're now, well, they're winning slightly for combat even. They kind of go, yeah, they're slowly dropping. Yeah, they need to pull back. Try another charge. Shouldn't really be side charging spears. Wait for other stuff. That would be what I'd do. Swords will easily destroy those spears. It's their strength. The dwarven player over here actually needs to give them the attack order, because otherwise these dwarves are just being attacked little by little. Which I don't know if it affects them that much. But the guys are, it's like, yeah, these guys at the end of the formation, like, oh, what a lovely day. We're just enjoying, like, looking at all these Uruks, and the other guys on the other end are like, oh my god, we need some help over here. These Uruks are trying to eat our faces off. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yes, now it looks like, you know, after all the excitement of this breach, and it looks like everyone was rushing to go through, doesn't look like that's going to happen now. Iron Guards have kind of, you know, simmered this area down. And with this, that's a strong unit you're going to have to try and break through. And with 2 Wardens right by it as well, yeah, you're not going to break through quickly. If I was Isengard, I would bring up these crossbows and just try and push back the 2 Wardens potentially. That would be a potential move. Or get rid of the Tirith Air Sentinels as well. Yeah, the attackers really haven't used any of their sort of missile capability very well. Goblin Heavy Archers here have been forced back, actually. And I don't know, yeah, these things have brought bows. They have. Good. I was going to say, have they brought any bows? They have indeed. Just don't bring them forward. But yes, this battle has started off with an absolute bang. It really has. Quite literally a bang. And yeah, if you want to see more glorious Dawnless Days sieges like this one, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and comment show support. It really does help out the channel. And if you have any glorious Lord of the Rings or just any Total War replays that you want to send in yourself, then do feel free to send them into my Discord. The link is down below in the description, as always, guys. And yeah, it's very much appreciated when you do send them in, because yeah, otherwise, you know, my channel cannot survive without the replays you guys send in. I can only do so many battles myself. Good ones at that. Yeah, these knights here, these foot knights, he's going to clean up the goblin spears. But really, I feel like Dol Amroth should possibly think about going onto the walls to help protect it. Everyone else, the game plan is defending the walls. Lothlorien and the dwarves, they're defending the walls. Dol Amroth is not. I guess he's got the plan that he wants to, you know, use his cav. But you can always use this as late game if, you know, you were not to hold the walls. I just feel like otherwise you are kind of, he's kind of causing a bit of chaos. His infantry's kind of not been able to catch the infantry, the attackers too well. There were spears that kind of were running all over the place. But maybe he's okay now. He seems a little better set up. He's got like most of these sort of drop-off points here defended by foot knights. He's got a lot of foot knights as well. But I guess also by having your guys at the bottom of the wall like this, not defending the walls, you kind of allow the attackers to maybe set up your archers and just lob volleys over the wall and kill your swords. While I think defending the walls gives you a bit more protection. But luckily for the defenders, they're not doing that. There's been very little archer sort of activity from the attackers. And finally, we're going to see a push through this breach point that was made by the sappers. Iron Guard are defending it. I think if they were going to do this a little better, if I was to critique the attackers ever so slightly, apart from obviously the archer thing, is when they moved up the sappers, I would have probably had infantry coming up with it. So when the sappers did get off their explosion, the swords of Isengard here were ready to go, because it didn't seem like they're quite ready to go. Could have been almost just right behind where they were going to try and make the breach, and then you could have just rushed in, because the dwarves weren't ready. But they had units close on standby, like these Iron Guards here. They were just stood here, so it didn't take long to rush in. If you're your Isengard infantry also close on standby, you might be able to, contest a little bit more, because right now, the situation that they've got themselves into here, the attackers, is going to be one meat grinder. These Iron Guards aren't going anywhere, even if Triple Bronze Chevron Macemen are coming at them. It doesn't seem like the dwarves are slowly going anywhere on the walls either. These Uruk-hai infantry here are being punished. I don't know why we're getting any lag now. A little bit of lag just here and there. Here we go, Knights going in. This is a better target, going in for sword units. Should get a decent charge here. There you go, smacks down most of that goblin unit. That's an elite goblin unit actually. It's High Chieftain's guards. They're losing now. We also have Locurum landing. So yeah, goblins having to be supplemented here by Eastlings, it seems. The goblins are starting to run out of good options. Goblin bodyguards, the tier 4 shock infantry. Onto the wall, it's a Warriors of Ardor unit. They've got lots of Goblin bodyguard actually on offer. Where do they bring the Spear Warriors? Because the Spear Warriors could get off the walls by the looks of it, because Dol Amroth's not defending the walls. And then they could maybe counter the cav with those polearms. It's a possibility. Again. Knights of Silver Swan going in. So we are back. Unfortunately, it seems like it is a little bit laggy. I've tried everything I can to try and maybe sort it out. But yeah, I don't think it's just going to have a few lag spikes. I don't know why, whether it's because there's multiple submods on. I'm not entirely sure. But yes, we are back. And yeah, as you can see, we're pretty much back where we left off. And we have, yeah, Dol Amroth just cycling in and out as he's trying to just go between the two sort of units here as he tries to hit. Yeah, Goblin bodyguards. And then also this High Chieftain's guard over here. And he's doing a good job, actually, Be interesting to see what kills they've got at the end. But they are starting to drop. It's nearly at half strength is that unit there. It's still very dangerous. It's fresh as well. So it's, not tiring, which is one of the main sort of problems for a cav unit. Lothlorien, by the way, it seems like he's going to be untouched going into this one. Like, they've done a really good job so far. Like, they've not even lost their first sort of wave of infantry at the moment. And they're actually able to send, it looks like Galadrim Sword Warriors maybe over here to try and help with the situation, which is definitely a good idea because they're going to need to. What trolls have the goblins brought? Mountain trolls? Yeah, just mountain trolls. I guess it's the only trolls they're actually able to bring. They don't have Uruk-hai available in their roster. But yeah, mountain trolls here, they are probably helping put that balance power way in favor of the attackers, but the numbers, it's only 6,000 against 4,000. That's not a big difference. And you got to think that, I mean, some of these clan axemen, there's a lot of sort of cheap stuff that is still available for the attackers, which is good in a way. You need some cannon fodder, but if you're trying to close a gap or stretch the gap in the case of the attackers, you don't want to be relying on sort of cheap units to be trying to get you in. We need to see more archer action taking place. We really do. More archers need to be used by the attackers to try and even up some of these battles. Right now, Dwarven and Elven elite units are carving up these attackers on the walls. And Dol Amroth's cav, though it is slowly depleting, is doing a lot of damage as well inside the walls. So is the infantry here. They've got foot knights. They're using good units. That's what the forces of good will do. Oh, Berserkers. Then down here, the Berserker's worst nightmare. It's not an infantry unit at all. They'll eat any of those up. It's cav. Cav charges will absolutely decimate a Berserker unit. Very light shock infantry. Yeah, they are, the guys with no armor, they're just getting knocked over easily by the cav. And that's a Berserker unit that's going to get very few kills, already at half strength. Well, lower than half strength. But yeah, they're doing a decent amount of damage to these foot knights, I think. They were killing these guys off, and the cav then arriving. change the whole face of that little combat there. And you can see the goblins have given up on their front. They're joining their allies, and they're going to just try and assault through there. And it looks like the goblins just bring 2 bow units. No, they got some. Oh no, they got more over here. They're just sending them bit by bit. I also wondered whether they brought crossbows. Crossbows, I think, now are kind of the meta, especially in a siege. You don't necessarily need the range, but the armor piercing you can do is incredible. And with crossbows being able to arc now, it's another big thing as well. Is like crossbows can arc, so they can just like get a whole bunch of kills. But I mean, elven bows will always be top dog in my opinion. I feel like you're gonna mass on one unit. You have the range, and you do things like this and bully for goblin heavy archers. But yeah, the goblins aren't helping themselves, sending 2 archers at a time to take on, well, 4 or 5 bow units. I mean, even the Princess Marksmen are pretty solid as a bow unit, especially if you mass them up. Looks like also we have some Javies here, some Amarothian Deckmen. So like, yay, they actually set themselves back 1 bow unit by bringing in Javies. And well done that they are, because they're going to need them for the trolls. I don't know if they brought any really Pelican Marines. I think they put all their money, swords into those Foot Knights. And hopefully, it looks like the Princess Marksmen are going back to maybe try and resupply in some of these supply barrels back here, which is great as well, that we are seeing that. We are on Karas Lith as well. I forgot the name of it when we covered it the other day in a siege battle. But yeah, this is Karas Lith. It's a pretty big map, to be honest. It's huge. It's one of the biggest city maps we have, but it's a really fun one, that's for sure. Multi-layered siege maps always do well. Arrow crossbows here. Nearly out of ammo. Might want to send them back to get more ammo. Or maybe they save the supply barrels for the elves. I probably will be doing that. I don't think the crossbows deserve to get the extra ammo. They're not like as great in stats or in like range necessarily. They do get the armor piercing, but I think the elven bows, like I said, top dogs. They just do so well. Dwarven spears and polearms here, though, holding back the Eastmen, the Eastlings of Rune. And yeah, they should hold for a while. And if they need any support, there's more Galadrim elves already over there. And that's the problem now with the goblins giving up over here. The elves of Lothlorien have no reason to stay here and just sort of like, you know, chill out. They're going to come over here and help now fight here. And it's now becoming a one-front siege. Like the attackers have just got to batter the same door down, the same wall, and try and just, you know, find a weak spot. But, you know, at the moment, the defenders well catered
Enemy units have
with
returned to
units.
the battle.
And that cav is still being an annoyance. Down to 18 men. It's definitely not getting great side charges at the moment. If I was Dol Amroth, I'd set up my infantry a little bit differently, on a more of an angle so you can get better shots. I mean, look at this. The elves are, nuking these goblin heavy bows. Then you start shooting these other ones, though, that are healthy. Yep, just start shooting them. I mean, you can 2v1 them, and you just do a serious amount of damage to these heavy archers and get rid of them. And if you can win the range fight in a siege battle, you're giving yourself a serious advantage. Yeah, if you want to play Dol Amroth, you need to get them in the last breath sub-mod. It's not one of those that comes in the main mod. Those are be surprised. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of units as well that you don't get in the main mod that you just get with Warriors of Ardor, which are added as well. But nothing from last breath units and get extras from Warriors of Ardor yet. Anyway, and this is not a good use of trolls. Another great way to counter trolls is pikes. Especially when the player is going to run his trolls onto the pike unit like this is a waste. The turret air Sentinels getting the easiest the troll kills of their life. Iron Guards to back them up. You couldn't ask for a better duo to anti-troll. And there you go. Yeah, that's one mountain troll gone. Balance power has shifted quite considerably, I'd say, in favour of the forces of good there. The Iron Guards and the Two Wardens still holding well. The attackers really haven't focused on 2-1s. I don't know if they're getting missile block from the Iron Guards. I don't think they are really. Also, it doesn't help. I think they're obstructed the crossbows here. Instead, they're going to shoot arrow crossbows, try and get, I guess, better shots off. Heroes of Amon Lang as well. If the Iron Guards die, which they are starting to actually a little bit here, losing decisively, there's a very good tier 4 Elven spear unit ready to replace the tier 4 Dwarven spear. Yeah, both losing. I don't know why Iron Guards made it stabilize now. And there you go, one troll gone, the other one's retreating as they don't fancy going in. And I mean, this is actually some opportunity here for the. I thought it was the goblins, but it's not. It's the Eastlings. Low Korean bows getting good side shots now into the side of these Dol Amroth knights. They can actually cause them to start to lose. Yeah, they're losing decisively at the moment. We'll see whether that can continue. There you go, Goblin Spear Warriors. They're going to die in there, it seems. More Berserkers getting in here. This is a better matchup for them though. Going into Iron Guard, it's still Iron Guard, but it's Shock versus Spears. Both are tier 4, so they're both at the same sort of level in eliteness. It looks like the Berserker's still losing. I wonder whether it's Archer Towers having a say in it. I don't really know. Maybe Iron Guards and Heroes of Amon Lang just double teaming Berserkers beat 2 spears beat 1 shot. Maybe they do. And I just like to say over here, these dwarves still chilling, looking at what's going on out there, and still their comrades are fighting on over here. This unit is held for a long time. And there you go. In fact, the half-orcs are going to break, and it looks like also the Uruk-hai swords as well will also break there. So there you go. The defenders doing very well, and they still have good reserves. They have the generals here. We have Dane. We have who's the Dol Amroth one? Oh, it's the Champions of Dor Enil as a general. I mean, I'm surprised by that because that's only people don't often bring that as a general. I didn't even know you could bring it as a general. And it's only a tier 3 shock, I think. It's not tier 4. And then we have tier Sentinels as well in reserve. I think the general for it's Lords of Kadas Galadhon. I guess it's a Warriors of Arda unit, so it's like a cav unit. That's not a bad cav unit to bring either, I guess. I was expecting Haldir, but it's not Haldir. I guess they didn't want to bring a bow general, which kind of makes sense since the elves are being quite aggressive with their bows right now. I guess the defenders could have otherwise focused it down. But there you go, a cav general. Did not expect that for Lothlorien. Whether we'll see him in action, sort of countering sort of breakthroughs. Yeah, the defenders still holding strong. The attackers still kind of got no idea what they're doing, really. I don't know if they can drop off anywhere else over here. I think where they actually blew up the wall was a drop-off point. Potentially, because there isn't many otherwise on this wall. I like how the half-orc spears have broken, but they're now off the walls. They're actually inside the city that they've been trying to break into for so long. And Pike's starting to lose here as well. Uruk-hai Pikes. I think that's probably because they're out of formation. They can't get in their phalanx. They're just getting killed off. Yeah, you can see it here actually. Iron Guards are just picking the Pikes off as they try and get through. Force them to get their swords out. It's going to hold for a little bit. Do with the Tomb Wardens maybe pike pushing a little bit. I mean, it doesn't look like they're trying to jab stuff, but it doesn't look like they're actually connecting with much. So they might want to move them forward. But Knights might want to go in as well. We'll see. But this Uruk-hai breakthrough over here is starting to get a little bit more serious. There's, I think, a second Berserker in here, which is also starting to die, and Uruk-hai infantry. So that is becoming a bit more serious. And then over here, Goblin bodyguards attempted to land, but again, they've kind of just been smothered by, it looks like, swords of the elves and the men of Dol Amroth. And then the fight over here, I mean, it looks like they have had some success. They've routed one of the foot knights, actually a second one, where you do have Galadrim swords ready to go in. And this nearly works, you know. This shows that, you know, you need archers and your infantry to work together if you want to break through choke points. If the defender, the attacker, sorry, did this more, they could definitely have, like, you know, got this choke point open a lot quicker. And yeah, actually now you can see that the Princess Marksmen are going to just end any the Locrium's dreams. They're down to 7 and still not broken. It's kind of insane though. There you go, finally break it. But yeah, they have plenty more archers back here to the Eastlings that they could have brought forward and just massed this. It's more of a problem. And then the Eastlings have more infantry. Yeah, we have Locrium swords, which are really good. They're tier 4 infantry. Some available with Warriors of Ardor. These guys look pretty awesome as well. They have the Warlords of Rune helmet. And then I think Locrium armor, but they look really cool. These guys could have gone in with the support of the bows. They still could. And they could try and, you know, make this this corner work. You know, it could maybe potentially be an opening point. The Trolls are going in again. It just seems like the Goblins player hasn't learned his lesson. Not going to break through. I mean, you could try. The Trolls kind of have to pull through if they're going to do this, but these are the unarmored ones. I don't know if they agree to being pulled through as much. And you can pull through Trolls. That's an okay thing to do. It's exactly how you use them. And the Trolls and the Eastlings going in together kind of gives me Minas Tirith vibes. That one scene, like that type. For those of you that are big Lord of the Rings fanatics, you'll know that one scene in Return of the King where you see the Eastlings participate at the Siege of Minas Tirith, where they're like there at the breakthrough of the main gates with the Olokai. They're holding hit, yeah. They're holding really nice in these choke points. Lots of troops in here. They are killing off crossbows though, but they're out of ammo, these Erebor crossbows. And Isengard's broken them. We are seeing crossbows land on the wall. This could maybe make a difference. This could be a game-changer move here for the attackers. And they're doing it on that side as well, but it looks like they are trying to cull them off. They are using crossbows to shoot these guys. And we are going to see a Javi come forward. I don't know what that's aim is to do. Whether it's to go for a general, whether it's just a Javi in here, just try and kill some stuff. I just keep this unit back, I think. Leave it for late game. Actually, the Trolls getting themselves killed on pikes has actually made this unit pretty redundant. In my opinion, I don't think you need the Javis now. Maybe to kill pikes or polearms, maybe. But to be fair, Dol Amroth's pikes as well, the Tirith Air Sentinels. That was, you know, somehow I'm struggling with that. But the Sentinels here of Dol Amroth, they are tier 4. They are probably the best pikes on the battlefield here today. I think both. No, one's in play, one is not yet in play, and the one in play is still really healthy, 87. While the Uruk-hai infantry ones or Uruk-hai pikes, they're like tier 3, and a bad tier 3 at that, I'd say. I think they couldn't be possibly tier 2. But they do act almost like tier 2. They rarely get really good kills. There you go. Crossbows breaking on the walls. They've been dealt with by the defenders' archers. I think the Javis actually have been jabbing onto the wall, potentially, I think. Don't know if they have that ability to really arc that high. They're certainly jabbing somewhere because they're using up their ammo. They're taking a lot of casualties as well, these deckmen. Running around trying to get some kills. I mean, it could have saved them as well for the general, maybe? Not that any of these generals are really like Javi. Well, I guess Kahara is probably like Javi him to death. But I guess the sword infantry units are probably not. It looks like we're going to see the White Hand Stormers go in. Looks like Isengard's just throwing in his lot now. It's now or never. I think all the Trolls might be dead. Or maybe not. No, there's still 8 out of 8 actually in this one. I am surprised. I'm surprised that they're 8 out of 8. Sort of like that, because they haven't got much further. If anything, they've got less far than the last one, where that's just because of all the friendly units in front of them. But yeah, he's not gone very far. Marksmen here, where they can set up and start to shoot the Trolls, potentially. I don't know where the deckmen went. Oh, they're just back down here. Don't really need to be over here, but yeah, here we go. It does seem as though these things are going to give it a go in this corner again. Lucurium swords are landing. They need to bring their archers over here, though. If you're going to do it, bring your archers. Looks like, yeah, the other swords might be going in further down the line as well. Maybe sending the Goblin King and maybe polearms. It's the Clan Axeman. I'd make a real push in this corner here, trying to make a difference. Balance of power. Yeah, it's pretty close. Both sides on. Well, actually, the attack is now 2,900. And the sorry, the defender's 2,900. The attack is on 2,800. So yeah, they have less troops now with the forces of evil than the forces of good. Not a good sign when you're facing off against trolls and against dwarves and elves. You don't want to be at a deficit in men. You want more, unless you are also goblins and elves, I guess, and it doesn't really matter. Not goblins, definitely not goblins, dwarves and elves, what I meant to say. Yeah, it looks like this choke point here is just going to be going on for a little while. General dropping in though, Wyand Stormers. Whether they could now pull back a little bit, the defenders, just to let some space and again let the Cav go and do some work. Whether the Lothorian player wants to let his Cav go and do anything. I mean, if he's going to do it anywhere, he needs to do it over here actually. Because these Amroth Sentinels are getting cut down by Lucurium swords. And I don't know if actually those two Dol Amroth units will hold them back. The tier 4 unit here up against tier 2. I think these knights coming in, they're also tier 4 technically. That's all might have stabilized things, we'll see. Crossbows coming over, arrow crossbows shooting into the flank of these swordsmen will make a big difference. Actually, yeah, they are starting to drop down to 93. Try and get a couple of volleys off. Yeah, Dol Amroth really throwing in just every last knight he has to try and kill off these Eastlings. Now the Goblin King goes in as well. I mean, they should have done this all at one go if they're going to do it. Don't send in one unit at a time, piecemeal by piecemeal. It seems as though they're dropping the Lucurium swords here as well. I do apologise for the lag. I don't know why we've got it. Whether it's a replay, whether it's something to do with PC. Shouldn't really be. But after the hundreds of Dawnless Days replays we've done, this is by far and away not the biggest. Shock over here though might get the initial shock, and or might get the better charge, but they are a depleted unit. Long melee here. These Lucurium swords might start to turn this around. We'll see. Rear charge from the Amroth Sentinels though, just to support them. And you can see, yeah, they have gone to combat even. These Lucurium swords are probably now going to start to cut these guys down a little bit. We'll see. Heroes of Amon Lank here. I don't know what they're just patiently waiting. They could definitely go in elsewhere. Well, Florian's played a very much a support game after defeating the goblins in the first few minutes, and the goblins getting tired of attacking elves there. Moved over to what they thought was going to be easier prey, but has not been at all. The dwarves and the men of Dol Amroth have held well. I mean, for instance, the dwarven unit has held since the beginning of the game. This Wyand Storm is a perfect siege infantry unit. Big shield, lots of thick armor. Why I have Isengard, I think, is my #1 siege faction. I think they have Barcav, which, you don't really need desperately in a siege battle. Barcav, they now are, they are the perfect siege faction, and even still they have dwarves, which are anti-cav. So maybe they are just, the perfect siege faction. They have thick armor. The crossbows arc as well now, which, makes them really useful. And they have miners and grenadiers, which are just great get-out-of-free jail cards. if you're like really stuck and you've got like a pike stack in front of you, or you've got, I don't know, a wall you need to break through. Just use the sappers or the grenadiers. The White Hand Stormers are losing though to an arable axe infantry or arable axe warrior that is, you know, down to 36 warriors and is still refusing to give in. White Hand Stormers have disengaged down to 80 Uruks. I don't think they can get off anywhere else. They've got to go through that dwarven unit if they're going to do anything. And the dwarves actually have finally repositioned. I don't know. He's now going to attack. Again, is that Isengard play? Yeah, he has no choice. Lots of generals being thrown in. White Hand Stormers in there. I think the Goblin King's got to go in over there. The Trolls are nearly all dead. They're down to 3 out of 8. And still not really made a dent into this defense. I mean, the Tyrannid Sentinels are down to 59. But there's still a lot. That's still 59 Sentinels that can kill that Troll. And this Sentinel is a tier 4, so they'll probably hold for a long time. The Javies, the Dockman, or the Deckman, have used all their ammo as well. So that's probably how the Trolls have been weakened up. Such a bizarre tactic. I mean, the Clan Axeman, I can see why he's brought them for like anti-pike stacks. He's not used them. Now would be the time to use these guys. I mean, the defenders are running out of ammo, though they still do have a crossbow here with full ammo and another crossbow here with a decent amount of ammo. Don't know if they have been recycling or like going over to get more supply ammo. It looks like they have been. Twilight Guard over here. They're resupplying. Hopefully they're getting all the resupplies, so it just saves on the journey for separate units, because that would make more sense. Looks like Lothlorien's general as well is going to be aggressive. He's going to go and maybe try and do something shortly here. Or maybe not. Maybe he was going to go, I think, out the gate, but now I think he's changing his mind with the Goblin King moving over here, and maybe thinking I'll go over here if the Goblin King tries to get off this tower, which he might do. Well, he's going to come off here, actually, is the Goblin King, and that is a bad decision. He's already losing, and he's not even in melee, technically, but he is about to be, as the generals go in from Dol Amroth and Lothlorien and sandwich him. A battle of 3 generals, and yeah, one of them is not coming out of this alive, that's for sure. It's going to be the Goblin King, I imagine. Shock infantry going in. Look at that, already down to like 95 and dropping pretty quick. Out of 165 goblins already, he's been devastated. Losing decisively. This caveat has just done incredibly well. And look at them. I think that is the goblins actually going to break. I don't know if they've lost their general. Yeah, army loss is actually coming into play for the goblins. And they just mass routed. So that is unheard of, I feel like. Well, not unheard of, but that's surprising. Like they mass routed, not because of the general being killed, though. He is probably going to get killed here as he just breaks as he comes off the wall. But yeah, just because of army losses. I don't know how many goblins had left, but I guess they did take pretty heavy losses. There's 109 and there's the trolls left, and then 1 goblin unit. Well, and then the goblin general. And I think that is it for the goblins. So I guess maybe from a few thousand, they are pretty low on troops left. There's now just down to the Loki Rim of the Eastlings and also Uruks of Isengard, which might break through this axe unit finally. Be insane to see what kills this axe unit's got. But the reward is going to be, I think, a Twilight Guard to fight. So that's, yeah, not much of a reward, to be honest. It's a tier 4 bow unit, which is definitely going to be able to take out that White Hand Stormer. Over here as well, I mean, you can see the 2 Moderns still standing strong. They've not really been dealt with very effectively. The attackers have not used their archers, as I've said, throughout this entire siege at all very well. They're just kind of setting up infantry and then, you know, hope that that would break through, and really needed the archer support also to, you know, just rain death onto the defenders. Because that's half the game is just killing off defenders' assets without losing men yourself. There you go, enemy general's dead. I imagine that's the goblins, as he's probably just routed going through the gate there. And now it is just, yeah, it's just going to be Isengard. And, I mean, it doesn't seem like Rune's going to last much longer. or Isengard, to be honest. With no general, he might break. Amroth Sentinels still, you know, packing a punch even this late in the game. These were the first guys in for the elves, and now they're still standing. 40, no, not 42 of them, 68 of them left. Honestly, these guys pack a punch. They're exhausted, but, you know, still holding their own against White Ant Storm, and there you go. They've killed off that unit. The Iron Guards obviously helped massively. Iron Guard units killed off Berserkers, has killed off White Ant Stormer. Yeah, that is going to be GG, I think, for Isengard as well. Also looks like the Loki Rim are about to go as well. We'll just fast forward a little bit as we wait for the Eastlings to just go in. I guess they're maybe just going to play it slow, just jabby their way through.
We have gained the upper hand.
And then Kahar, I guess, may have to go in, or maybe just the infantry gets sent in, and then Kahar might break with army losses. But yeah, not looking good at all for the attackers. And as we've kind of gone over why it all went wrong, because yeah, these archers weren't used, and certainly weren't used to great effect. And I also think attacking on all on the same front hasn't helped. I think it's easier to, certainly in Karas Lith, which is a huge map, I think attacking in multiple spots is a better idea. I think this is always a pretty good gate to sort of assault, because you can really set up your archers on flanks and shoot onto into the side of units if you face them off here, and even if you don't face them off on the walls. If they fight in the streets, again, you can get good side shots here. I think that's a pretty good wall to attack.
Have been rallied.
And also, I think, well, that wall that they're fighting on is not a bad one because it's a long wall. You can't defend the whole thing. And usually as an attacker, you bring more troops than a defender, especially as an evil one. So that's always a good one to attack. And then maybe that wall over there as well. This wall's not too bad to attack either. But certainly, I think them all, technically, even like the goblins started here, they still attack the same sort of segment of wall. They could have done with maybe, you know, attacking multiple spots to try and just stretch the defenders so they couldn't just assist each other so easily. Because we've seen in lots of cases in this siege battle here today that the dwarves fought alongside the men, and men have gone and fought with elves quite a lot. And that's absolutely fine. That's great that the defenders can do that. That's obviously a problem for the attackers, that they haven't stretched the defender enough. That they can assist each other. If they can assist each other, you're not doing your job well enough as an attacker. That, like, you know, the Dwarven player, I think it feels like, oh, I'm having a chill game now. I can send troops to come and help you, Dol Amroth, or I can come and help you, Lothlorien. Like, that shouldn't be happening. If you're playing a good game as an attacker, like, the defender should be like, guys, I need extra help. I need more men. I can't send troops right now. I know you need troops. I can't send anything. I need every man or every dwarf or every elf, myself on my own wall. That should be what should be happening, but it didn't really happen in this game for the attackers. We have Kahar just cycle charging, just getting some free kills on Deckman here. It shouldn't be the defenders providing him with kills, really. They're really giving him some easy kills, to be honest. And he's dismounted. Okay. I mean, it's always a strategy, dismounting your general if it's a cav one and sending him into melee, because even if it's not even a general, if it's just a cav unit, see it often with like Servants of the Eye, they become like a really good sword unit. But yeah, Kahar's going to break. He probably could have just kept cycle charging for a bit and getting a few more kills. But there you go. That is going to be the Eastlings dealt with, it looks like. And there you go. It looks like actually the Lords of Caddis Galadhon are going to get the last sort of charge, the last laugh, as they don't even get a great charge, just sort of tap the side of that Clan Axeman unit. And there you go. A close victory for Dol Amroth and its Dwarven and Elven allies. It certainly was a fun one, and yeah, it was certainly you know, good to see the defenders win for a change, you know, and the forces of good. I feel like we see the forces of evil win quite often. It's good to see the forces of good win for a change. But yeah, this one was sent in by Dazugazvili. I probably butchered your name, I do apologize, man. But yeah, he's playing as Dol Amroth. He got some huge kills with his Knights of Dol Amroth as well. I mean, he was fighting like sort of, you know, goblins, which, you know, have big units, but still. Great kills there. 483 kills with the Foot Knights there. His general 131 and he's still healthy. 347 with the Knights of Dol Amroth there as well, but most of them are getting triple figures, like 3 of them, they're getting 200 kills. One did get 54, it's not that great. Not quite sure what happened to that one. And then the Tirith Air Sentinels, 249 kills, and still, have a third of their troops left. Archers, 193, 205, 112, 159 kills with the Princess Marksman. I don't know what the rules were on range, but they did bring 5 range, which is usually not the case. Usually it's like 4 range is the rules, unless they're not counting Jabbies as range. I don't know. They didn't get many kills, only 36 anyway, but they were probably on trolls, which is pretty important kills. The Knights of the Silver Swan, 282 kills. With them, before they ran out of steam, they did a good job running down anything that landed off the walls. Then we have UK Barnet Man playing as Lothlorien. Had a fairly healthy force left at the end, really. I mean, he's got, his swords are, pretty banged up. But he's still got a healthy shock here, and his spears and his archers still very healthy, and his general as well. But yeah, 374 kills with this Amroth Sentinel. Very good result for them. 242 kills, 218. I mean, they were, again, fighting goblins on the wall, but, you got to get those kills still. 290 kills with the Galadrim Sword Warriors, 255 with this one, 101 kills with the Heroes of Amon Lank, and then the Archers, Twilight Guard, 182 kills, 183, 173 kills with the Galadrim Bow Warriors. Then we have 14 Rook 269 playing as Erebor. Dane didn't even see action, and yeah, his army pretty bad by the end, actually, infantry-wise, but he did just bring a solely elite army. Iron Guards and Erebor Axe Warriors. And then Erebor Crossbows and Tomb Wardens. Yeah, very small but elite. 161 kills with the Tomb Wardens, not too shabby. Iron Guards, 281 is the best of the bunch. Another got 137. His Erebor Axe Warriors, one did get blown up and only got 29 kills, but the other two, over 200 kills, 205, 260, and both held for a long, long time. And then these Erebor Crossbows, 188 kills, 122, 118. It's not too shabby. Then we have What Evs playing as the Eastlings. His infantry, really struggle. Even the Loki Room swords, which are supposed to be really good. His Maceman, 135 is the best of the bunch, but Mo's got, less than 100. His Spears, he brought his Clan Spearmen, just wasted. I don't feel like they did a lot of killing. Just got run down a lot by the Knights of Dol Amroth. Then we have Locrian Bows. One got 105, which is, I think, was that one getting side shots into Dol Amroth. But the rest, not many kills, which shows how good side shots can be for your kill count. Then we have Borozu playing as the Goblins. Again, struggled with his infantry. Not a lot of kills here. 85 kills with a Goblin Bodyguard. And then his archers, again, kind of just really struggled. 32, 61. You just got to mass up with your archers. Just shoot one unit at a time and you'll get good kills. Trolls, 133 kills. Is not too bad for this mountain troll unit, to be honest. Then we have Lagos Niera playing as Isengard. Probably did the most, to be honest, when it came to kills. And he actually did get the kills, or some of the kills, credited to him. 56 of them for the Sappers. 101 with the crossbows. Not too bad for them. And then his Berserker 67 is the best of the 3, which is not great because they cost a lot. And then his infantry, nothing, getting massive kills. Again, they were fighting dwarves, but still, they should be getting better kills. These guys are on par with the dwarves, really, infantry and armor-wise. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days Siege Battle. If you want to see more glorious Lord of the Rings action, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment, show your support. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on streams and more uploads. And if you want to send in your own replays, send them into my Discord. Until next time, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.